Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video begins quietly with little moments from our day. Morning slowly turning into afternoon, the greenery outside our home, clothes swaying gently in the breeze. As the day moves on, the kids return from school, bags dropped, stories shared, and just like that, the house feels full again. Life is really made of these simple moments. Not always perfect, but warm, real, and meaningful. Sometimes we don't need big celebrations, just being together is enough. And then comes my favorite part of the day, evening. This is when my routine truly begins. I have house help until lunch, so dinner is usually my quiet time in the kitchen. For me, cooking in the evening is not just about food, it's a pause, a form of self-care, a space where I slow down, breathe, and reconnect with myself. Small rituals like cooking calmly can feel like healing. Today, as promised in my previous video, I'm preparing a vegetarian dish. It's a soya chunks curry or roast or maybe a semi-thick curry. You can call it whatever feels right to you. It's not exactly a Kerala recipe, but of course I've added my own Kerala touch to to suit our taste buds. And honestly, that's the beauty of home cooking. Recipes don't have to be strict. You can always adapt, adjust, or even skip ingredients I mention. I'll make sure I add the ingredients list in the description box. And to go along with it, I'm making our all-time favorite appam, and that's the Ottada. Yes, I have shown many times that on my channel, but I couldn't skip it today because when something is loved by the whole family, it deserves to come back again and again. And I also know that some of you, maybe not all or many, but some really enjoy watching traditional cooking. Now coming to the appam, or to be specific, that Ottada. The batter is very simple, nothing complicated. I started with soaked white rice and blended with hot water. The consistency is important here. It shouldn't be as thin as neer dosa and not as thick as regular dosa batter either. It's somewhere gently in between. To this I added freshly grated coconut and salt. Traditionally, coconut oil is also added at this stage, but today I have just added it later. You'll notice that in the later part of this video. And just like that, the batter is ready. I've kept the actual cooking of the Ottada towards the end because it takes a bit of time. So I thought it would be better to finish preparing the gravy first. So for now, let's move ahead with the curry and we'll come back to preparing the appam later. Now, one important step with soya chunks, something I never skip, to get rid of that raw taste or that slightly unpleasant aftertaste. I start by boiling water. To the water, I add a little turmeric powder, red chilli powder, and salt. When the soya chunks boil in this, they absorb the spices beautifully. And trust me, this makes a huge difference in taste compared to boiling them plain. So please don't skip this step. Let the soya chunks boil for a few minutes, then turn off the flame and keep it covered for a while. After about 2 or 3 minutes, drain the water and keep the chunks aside. And now we begin with the curry. I heat some coconut oil. You can use any oil of your choice. First, I added shallots and garlic and let them fry gently for a few minutes. You don't even have to chop them. I added whole. Along with these goes ginger, green chillies and fresh curry leaves. I've chopped the ginger today just to keep it cook a little faster. Once the shallots turns into a lighter shade, I add onions. Here I've taken 3 medium to small sized ones. A little salt goes in and we let the onions soften slowly. Then goes in 1 large tomato that's sliced. To give the gravy a richer taste and a nice thickness, I added a handful of cashews. At this stage, I let everything cook together until the tomatoes are soft and all the flavors come together. Then turn off the flame. Real life happens in between cooking. I had to feed Lian his food, and also the onion and tomato mixture needs to cool down before blending. Motherhood teaches this balance between the kitchen, the children and ourselves. We pause, attend to what matters most and come back. And now back to the kitchen again. I'll be honest, today I was a little lazy to take out my hand blender. If you're using a blender, make sure the mixture has cooled down. Blending it while it's still hot can cause the mixer to burst open and spill everywhere. So once it's cooled down, blend it into a smooth paste. Put this paste back into the pot along with some water. Just add it to the blender and add it back. Now comes the spices. I have used red chilli powder, turmeric powder, coriander powder, fennel seeds powder, garam masala powder, pepper powder and meat masala. You can use any brand of meat masala. I have used PRAN here and it definitely tastes good. Add everything to the pot and mix well. Let this boil for a few minutes. That's when you know the spices are properly cooked and the raw smell has disappeared. Meanwhile, squeeze out the excess water from the soya chunks. It's said that the water shouldn't be used, but honestly I'm not very sure why. If you know the reason, do comment below. I'd love to learn. Now that the gravy is ready, add the soya chunks and mix everything well. Some fresh coriander leaves goes in. And here's where I add a small personal touch, a little bit of coconut milk. You can definitely skip this step. It's completely optional. I add it mainly for that extra flavor, a gentle creaminess and a bit more gravy, especially because we are having this with appams. And just like that, the curry is done. Simple food with comforting flavors. Now coming back to the appam. I adjusted the batter consistency by adding a little water, and as I mentioned earlier, some coconut oil goes in as well. One small step I forgot to mention earlier for the soya chunks, adding a tablespoon of ghee right at the end takes the curry to another level. But again, this is completely optional. Mix everything well and that's it. For making ottada, there's a particular clay pot that works best. Make sure the pot is really hot and the flame should be strong in the middle too. Once you pour the batter, you'll start seeing bubbles forming on top. That's your cue. Cover the pot and reduce the flame to low. And this is exactly why I kept this cooking part for the end. I had dishes waiting in the sink, so instead of standing and waiting, I could finish small tasks in between. Cooking doesn't always need our full attention every second. Before taking the ottada out, open the lid and let it sit for a few minutes. Remove any leftover dusty flour from the pot, and before adding the next one, make sure the pot goes back on high flame and gets really hot again. I initially made smaller appams, but it was taking too much time, so I switched to bigger ones. Faster, more practical. It was a weekday after all. The kids had to get ready for bed. There was school next day. Dinner needed to be served quickly. Around the same time, Rehan came back from gym and wanted eggs. I had already boiled some and kept them ready in between. On weekdays, we usually don't eat together. Everyone has different schedules, different timings, different rhythms to follow. So as the food was getting ready, I served them one by one and they really enjoyed it. What makes me smile the most is even Rehan, who doesn't usually like soya chunks, loves it when I make it this way. So you can imagine this is definitely a must-try dish. I knew kids might want more, so I kept some aside for my husband. He had gone for badminton and he'll have dinner once he's back. And that's family life. Not always sitting together at the table, but still taking care of each other in small, thoughtful ways. Sometimes it's simply about making sure everyone is fed, cared for, and remembered. And for mothers especially, these little moments matter. Cooking with calm, moving at your own pace, and listening to your body, that's also self-care. You don't need big breaks and long pauses. Even small, mindful moments can refill you. So that's all for today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching. Do try this recipe without fail, and I'm sure you and your family will enjoy it too. I'll see you soon with another one. Until then, take care, slow down when you can, and be gentle with yourself. Bye-bye.